Okay, this is Amie Burley from Avon, Utah. She's going to tell us about another Bigfoot story of a lady that told it to her. Okay, Amie.
A friend of mine hesitantly relinquished this story to me about 8 years ago. It was back when she was a teenager in high school. Occurred in the Wasatch Mountains above Logan, Utah area, Cache Valley. A group of girls, 3 of them, chose to go up and spend the night on the mountain, and there was a little cabin that the kids would go up and hang out at as teenagers. And so they went up there, and about halfway up there they were feeling very afraid, basically feeling like they were being watched or observed, or a feeling of something present from the way she portrayed it to me. And again, it was very intense as she was telling the story, because she carried so much fear that you could just feel what she was feeling when she was telling this story or retelling this story, which came with a lot of coaxing to get it retold. So they're on their way up. The higher they get up, the more and more uneasy the girls are feeling, and they make it up to this old abandoned shack. From the way I could figure, as the story goes, it was a split wood, upright split wood kind of shack that had slits in between. It was about ready to fall down, which I believe it is destroyed now, no longer really standing. But at that time, it was still in fairly decent condition. So they were sleeping in the shack. And it was a full moon night. They were in the shack. They totally felt uneasy. The moon came up early. And as they were up there, they noticed that there was something walking around in the moonlight. It was clearly visible to them because it was totally bright. And they saw this tall, upright creature walking in a circle, large circle, around this shack. It continued to circle and become closer and closer and closer. As it, kept circling, it was moving in on them, and they were getting extremely scared. She was a believer in the story of Cain, and she felt that this was Cain left to walk the earth, thus bringing in even more fear, I'm sure, and being why she didn't want to reveal this story to me, because that'd be a lot of fear. It'd be scary enough just being a Bigfoot creature, mm-hmm. But if it was Cain or the devil or whatever, that would add another essence to it. So she didn't elaborate on what their behavior was as it moved closer and closer. I got the impression they were very quiet, and just totally fearful. They were watching it through the slats in the wood, she said. And somehow 3 of their friends that were boys found out that they were going to go up there, and they thought, we're going to go up there, maybe we'll scare them or whatever, but they were going to go up and visit the girls up on the mountain. So the boys went up, and what I remember of the story, one of them had a gun, I'm assuming a rifle of some sort, because she said he, for all knowledge, did not have a round in the chamber. And as they were walking up, it was dark at that time, and full moon, so still a fair amount of light, and this boy that had the rifle slipped, and the rifle fired a shot. And at that point, the Bigfoot was kind of moving in close and close, closer and closer to the girls, and it took off running. I don't know how far away they were. She didn't say how long it took between the time of the shot to the time that the boys arrived at the shack. But it basically saved them from having a closer encounter with this Bigfoot. And
Close encounter of the worst kind.
yeah, the hairy kind.
Okay, thanks, Amie. That's it.